Hey everyone, I'm going to do another muzzle brake test today, okay? So we're going to be testing this style versus this style, okay? So this one here is from, that's the Spitfire one from Radical Firearms, and this one is the Core Valley, okay? So this one over here is obviously a lot bigger, a lot heavier at the end. This one here is a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. So what I have in here, I have 22 conversion bolts, okay? And the reason is because when I shoot this with, 223, 5.56, it's loud. I really can't tell the difference. I have to wear earmuffs anyway. I was shooting this yesterday, and I found that this was okay to shoot without ear protection, okay? I did a whole video on that. So I want to see if that's also the case with the other one, okay? So this should be a pretty quick, easy test. All right, so I'm shooting this one. I'm shooting it to dirt, so hitting the steel target, it doesn't like basically distort it. So I'm just gonna hit some dirt over there. Okay, so that's pretty easy, pretty comfortable to shoot. Let's try this one. Okay, so this one's a little bit louder, but still without the ear protection, it works fine. With both of these, I can comfortably shoot it without ear protection, no earplugs, nothing, and it's very comfortable to shoot. Okay, here's the other one. Put this up. Nature 22s. So this one's just a tad bit quieter. Not by much though. So this is interesting. I've never shot 22s. I've been shooting with the 22 conversion bolt for a long time, but I never tried shooting it until just like this past week without any ear protection. Just using these linear comps, and they work. I mean, it works. You can comfortably shoot this without ear protection. That was about 75 yards, or exactly 75 yards rather, with that steel target out there. So this is good. I really like this. I never knew that I could comfortably shoot 22 long rifle with the linear comps, and either style will work. This one over here is like, you can get these for about $35. Core Valley. Actually, you can get it from Tac Fire on Optics Planet. Sells these for like $10. Okay. So it's worth it, especially for the $10. It's worth it to be able to shoot without the ear protection. And I know people is going to say, hey, just because it doesn't feel loud doesn't mean that it's not doing damage to your ears. I mean, I'm telling you guys, the pinging, the steel targets that I'm hitting, they're louder than the steel target that's being hit is louder than the banging coming out of the gun. Okay, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop some comments. I'll talk to you all soon. Hey everyone, I want to show you guys this Spitfire linear comp. Okay, so this is not a suppressor. This is a linear compensator, or a blast diverter, or a blast can that's intended to divert the noise downrange. Now, this came on my 7.5-inch Radical Firearms AR pistol. I bought that like back in 2015, and I'd done a couple of videos on that. So on the 7.5-inch, because I had my Radical Firearms 7.5-inch with this Spitfire linear comp, and then I had my Palmetto 7.5 inch, which had this Core Valley linear comp, and I couldn't tell the difference between the two. They were just both annoyingly loud. I pretty much had to double up on my ear, on the ear protection if I was going to shoot that a lot, because you end up with a mild headache. So, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started working on this. I took that 7.5 inch Radical Firearms, and I put this 13-inch barrel on it. Okay, and I put this Prisma rail. Okay, so the barrel somebody gave to me. The rail was like $30. The rail and the barrel nut was like $30 from Optics Planet. So it didn't cost me much to upgrade this to 13 inches. Okay, so I put this Core Valley linear comp on it, and I've been shooting it. And with the ear protection, like there's that pop, like even with the ears, right? There's that pop. I mean, you can feel it. It's like right on the edge of like I kind of like if I'm just gonna fire a couple of rounds, right? I'm not gonna double up. But if I'm gonna be firing a lot of rounds, I'm gonna double up. Okay, so I said to hey, you know what? Let's try putting this. I took this one off and I put this one on. And to my surprise, it makes a difference. Okay, it didn't make a difference on the 7.5, whether I had this one or if I had this one. Okay, it didn't make a difference there, but it is making a difference on the 13-inch barrel. I imagine the same would probably apply to 10 inches as well, where I can shoot it a whole bunch with just earmuffs without having to double up. And it's like it sounds like a regular AR-15, right? It doesn't sound like an AR pistol. Okay, so with this type of a linear comp, right? It's basically it has like a single expansion chamber, right? Because it's kind of like when the bullet comes out, right? It kind of like plugs the front hole a little bit, and then the gases kind of slowly escape more slowly escape out the sides here. So that sends more of the noise downrange. And it does seem to the shooter, it does seem to make it quieter. Okay, so the thing now with this style here, it's got it's the same idea. It's got a bigger, essentially expansion chamber, right? Because the sound gets kind of trapped in there. And if you look at this over here, I mean that looks a whole lot like a baffle. Okay, so the noise kind of gets trapped in there for a second, right? And it's got the same thing that this does, right? Where it's got like the holes in there, but then it's got like another one of the. Then it's got this cover on top of it, which temporarily traps the noise in there, and then this has 4 holes on it. Okay, so it looks like there's I don't know maybe 12 holes in there, and then there's another 4 holes here. So while it didn't make a difference on the 7.5 inch, on the 13 inch it's making it a lot more comfortable to shoot. Now one of the issues that I've had in the past is with this is as you're shooting this does come loose. So you either have to put a little like rock set to keep it in place, or you got what I was going to do is I was just going to put a little plumber's tape around there. The reason is because I don't think I want to be shooting this to the point where it's going to get that hot, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this on or whatever. Right now I'm just experimenting with it, so for now I'm just going to put a little plumber's tape, and the reason is because in the past I did have a hard time getting this thing off, because this does come with another attachment that will go to the front that kind of spirals. It gives you more of a flash. This suppresses the flash a little bit more. Not a whole. But let's try this off, because it's like I always kind of thought that with that Spitfire muzzle brace I had basically just wasted $100, because it seemed like the Core Valley linear comp which was like $30 or $35. Actually, this one was $20. This actually might be a different brand. I think Tacfire. I forget the name of it, but this might have actually been the $20 one. But I have the Core Valley ones as well, and they both work pretty good on the. They both work decently well, but it's just that on the 13 inch. This one's working better. Okay, let's fire a few shots. And like I said, on the 7.5 inch, I couldn't tell the difference. It was just annoyingly loud any way you looked at it. So that's pretty pleasant to shoot. So here's the thing, with the 13-inch barrel, that if I put this on a 16-inch barrel, that would be way too much weight up front. This is pretty, pretty comfortable to hold. So I like this. I think I want to work with this for a while. Everyone, I got an update for you guys. So I ended up taking this Spitfire muzzle device off of the 13-inch, and it's on the 11-inch barrel. Okay, so the Palmetto 11.5 inches, and I put the Spitfire on here. And using Wolf WM193, right? Budget ammunition. At least it was when I got it. I throw out there 5 shots at 100 yards, and all 5 shots are 1.25 inches, okay? And usually I take the best 4 out of 5. So if I take the best 4 out of 5, I got 1 inch at 100 yards, okay? So this is why Palmetto rules the roost, okay? Like I said earlier, this was originally on a 7.5 inch radical, which was extremely loud, even with this. So on a 7.5 inch, this is not going to help you a whole lot. It's still better than not having it, okay? Because if you don't have it, it is like even louder, okay? So when you put this on a 7.5 inch, or you put like a regular linear comp, it brings it down a little bit. But where I see the real difference is when I put it on this 11.5 inch and on that 13 inch, because I shot this side by side with my 16-inch ARs, rifle, and they sound about the same. Okay, I'll be shooting in 2 different directions so you guys can get a sense of the flash. Let me see, make sure you guys get good in the camera. Yeah, make you guys a little bit more that way. There you go. All right, here we go. So, from my perspective, I can't see any flash. And usually with these, with the 11.5, if I'm shooting fast in quick succession, I see a flash, and I cannot see any flash over here. I'm gonna have to try this out when it gets even darker. Hey everyone, so I think it's like 5 minutes to 5 o'clock in the wintertime. I think it's just dark enough that you guys should be able to see me in the camera, and if there's any flash that comes out of this, we'll be able to see the flash. Okay, so I'm gonna fire this in multiple directions. Okay, yeah, we'll start this one. We're gonna have to see if there's any flash. How good of a job is this Spitfire muzzle device doing at basically eliminating the flash on the 11.5 inch barrel. Now I did measure the barrel with the muzzle device on it. It is 14.5 inches. Okay, so from the end of the barrel extension, which is basically at the end of at the beginning of the ejection port, to the end here, it is 14.5 inches. Okay, so that's what the total barrel length is on this. It's about 5:15 in the wintertime. Okay, so yeah, it gets dark fast in the wintertime. So let's fire off some shots, and let's see what you guys can see with this linear comp. So, yeah, at that, now I can actually see a little bit of flash, like from the perspective of the shooter. Like this is how dark it had to get in order for me when I'm shooting to see flash, and it definitely wasn't like blinding or anything. you know, I could just see that there was definitely some flash there. Okay. For comparison, I'm now going to fire the 13-inch with the tack fire linear comp. So let's see what this looks like. Okay? So this is the tack fire. So I could see while I was shooting it, there was definitely more flash there.